All right, top 5 horror directors. Now,
Mm.
this sucks. This sucked to make. I did not
Yeah.
like doing this, dude. This is fucking bad. It does not make you feel
It was
good
rough.
about yourself. And it starts the top 4 I feel like were easy. Did you experience this as well? Top 4 were easy. The 5th one's a fucking nightmare.
No,
figure
not
out.
the fourth and fifth one got me.
Both got you bad?
Yep.
All right. Well, you start. What's your fifth
Well,
best
and
director?
I know it's gonna seem fucking low, and people are like, "God damn, Jay! I just thought you were drinking beer, not goddamn crack cocaine mixed with your beer, you stupid motherfucker with a ducktail hair." But it's gonna be Sam Raimi. Is my number 5 is Sam Raimi, and I really did fight. And I'll just be honest with you. Sam Raimi was going to be out of it, and I was going to put Toby Hooper, but I didn't. Because the reason why, dude, Sam Raimi is responsible for giving us fucking Ash Williams, dude. Like, holy shit. And Evil Dead, Drag Me to Hell. I know he's not horror, but Spider-Man 2, holy fuck, dude. That guy's an accomplished ass director, and he's able to be versatile enough to live inside of horror and do very well in that genre, but then jump ship and do something like in the superhero action movies like Spider-Man. It's Sam fucking Raimi, dude. And you got to think of how he evolved. The fact that he had no money and he was with his high school fucking friends in Evil Dead, and he evolved that shit. And he finally, and it went all the way to Ash versus Evil Dead on Stars. And yeah, I don't know.
I get it. I fucking get it. And we'll talk about that as we go forward. I can't wait to see who your 4 is now. My 5 is going to be Hitchcock, and this sounds like a fucking, this I didn't like. Look, I'm not a fucking
sellout.
I don't know a lot about Hitchcock. All right, I don't. This was why this one was so tough for me. I can't say who was in the running for 5 because that would give away the rest of my list for sure. But there was a ton of people, and like. For me, I just think that like I can't not put him in there. Like I can't not, because it was like, obviously Psycho, and a lot of his stuff does border on like thriller and stuff like that too. But like Psycho, The Birds, fucking Vertigo, Rear Window, there's thriller stuff in that. But like I feel like early horror, he was one of the only ones doing it. You know what I mean? And like it's such a I could not put him in there. So I'm not very happy about this pick. I'm not super confident because I don't know a lot about Hitchcock. I'm not trying to sound like smart or like studied because I'm not, clearly. But I had to fucking do it. It was like a status thing for him to be in there, I guess I should say.
It's like if you're trying to name your favorite fucking Western cowboys, even though I'm not a fan of John Wayne, you'd have to maybe possibly include him, even though I don't even I've never seen any movie with him in it, really at all.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's just like that. Like, don't question me. Don't question me about my fucking Hitchcock knowledge.
Yeah, that's called a titty sucker answer. That's like, Mike knew what the teacher expected and he answered it the right way.
100%. That's exactly how I felt.
I was going to do that too. Then I was like, you know what? I'm not. I was like, fuck it. I don't care if the internet hates me. We'll have a good old goddamn time. Let's have a good bowl.
You're a better man than me. I couldn't fucking do it. I was like, I gotta fucking do it.
My number 4 is going to be James Wan.
Oh,
James fucking Wan. And I'm going to tell you why, guys. Listen, I know people are like, well, he's kind of new-ish. I mean, he's on the scene. He's like a new hot shot. He's a crack shot at the detective agency, but he's a hot shot. The reason why I'm putting James Wan on there, if you gotta remember, dude, James Wan gave us Saw, he gave us Insidious, and he gave us The Conjuring. Regardless of what you feel about The Conjuring, that's like a major thing for a director, especially a up-and-comer director like James Wan, that's like going against all these like phenomenal, legendary directors to bring something new and fresh to the genre of horror. And I think he did it in his own way, especially with Insidious and Saw. Those movies themselves have become such a staple in horror that you couldn't even imagine really horror without them. And Conjuring, people have disagreements. I think The Conjuring 1 is one of the scariest fucking best movies he's ever done. It's not only just scary, it's also got a great storyline wrapped up in it. And that's a good thing. What he does really well is he actually makes you give a shit about the fucking characters. And then the horror is more like secondary. It's there. It's like oppressive. But it's not just immediate like jump scare. He's like telling a great story at the same time. So it's James Wan.
Which they lost along the way, by the way.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
definitely got lost.
He has jump scares in his movies for sure. That's a part of it. But like I feel like they bastardized it in the sequels, and they made it all jump scares and no weight.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll just go ahead and say it. I don't have James Wan on my list. He's one I considered for 5. I did, but the thing is, for me, I love Insidious. You know me, I don't like Conjuring. I've watched that movie 10 goddamn times, Jay, and I cannot it just does not do it for me. I feel like I've seen it 100 times. I wish to God I could feel about The Conjuring the way other people feel about The Conjuring.
Well, I wish to God I could give my wife an orgasm. What? Fuck. I mean, you're wrong, you asshole.
Wish in one hand, jerk off alone in the bathroom with the other. Yeah, disappoint women with the other. But for sure, yeah, I get it. And a lot of people said that when I put it on Twitter. A lot of people said James Wan. I just don't like. I mean, I love Insidious, I really do, but I think for me, he needs like another new one. Like he needs like one more. Because you got Conjuring, Insidious. He did do Zed Silence, which is that's whatever. But and then finally, what's the one I'm missing here? Conjuring, Insidious, and Saw. Saw's fucking huge. So in a way, you could argue he's just like Wes Craven in that, like this dude starts fucking franchises. He has pillars of horror.
Yeah.
I just don't find any of those as popular as they are now. I just feel like over the test of time and the history of horror, they're not going to hold up like a Scream or Nightmare does.
We don't know because they're still making Saw movies.
Yeah, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I think a lot of people will agree with you. I'm just saying why I didn't do it.
Yeah,
because I'm just a piece of shit.
Well, I'm sorry he forgot his Quentin Tarantino fuck you flip-flops.
Oh, fuck, I forgot actually who my number 4 was. So
oh, you don't have them written down, do you, Chad?
No, I do. I have a lot of tabs open right now. A lot of things going on in my life.
You don't need to drink that soda. I heard that soda is really bad for you.
Tab. Get you tab?
Did they bring that back?
Did
they bring that back temporarily? Tab? Oh, they made it an energy drink, which is like why the fuck? Tab, dude. It was like already an energy drink before it was an energy drink.
I didn't know it went away. Do they still make RC Cola?
Yeah, no, they do.
That shit was underrated.
RC Cola's not bad. Like on a budget, RC Cola's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like the Pepsi of budget drinks.
Diet Right fucking sucked, dude. Diet Right.
Not
was
good.
Like drinking like piss water,
dude. Sam's Club has some good diet sodas, dude. Sam's Club's diet soda is fucking on point. It's good. No. Don't knock it. My number 4 is going to be very low considering to you. I know this. It's going to be Romero. Good old Romero, man.
You son of a bitch.
I know. I imagine.
Mike just hates fucking Pittsburgh and Pennsylvania.
It's a great place to be. Is the number 4 greatest horror director of all time. It's definitely not a slight at Romero at all, dude. I think he is the father of. Like everybody wants to like horror's really good about doing socio-political stuff and all that. Mm-hmm. Like there's a really good format for that. But I think he's the grandfather of that. Like I think what he did with Night of the Living Dead and having a black lead and the time that he did it in and the way he subtly told that story was just fucking balls for fucking days, man. And the way he came up, just like you said, Pittsburgh blue collar dude, like the way he did it. I'm not the biggest zombie dude. I like zombie films as much as the next guy, but I don't get into them as much as some. But there's no way that you can look at the worlds that he built with zombie movies and just the run that he went on. He does have some real bad ones in there for sure, like every director does. Yeah, but dude, even though he's really esoteric as far as like his genre being zombies for the most part, he doesn't have a lot of hits outside the zombie thing. He is zombies. Like that's he not one note, but he took what he did and he did it better than anyone ever fucking has or ever fucking will with zombies.
Yep, I agree.
And that's why he's my number 4.
Well, my number 3 is Romero. You piece of shit.
Oh, I thought it'd be higher actually. I'm
shocked. Because I got only 5. You know what's going to happen.
I got no dick.
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick. No, dude, listen. Well, you said it right. In the fact the political commentary for him is top notch. Like he was the master at being able to tell a horror story, but also commentate on the political environment of the time. Not only Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, like the idea of consumerism, that we're all just obsessed with buy, and the idea that you're a zombie basically, and that's why you go to the most important place in your life, which was the fucking mall. It's not like your loved ones. It's like, bitch, I gotta go to fucking goddamn Spencer's. and then Day of the Dead is all about the military complex and in the industrialization of like almost soulless beings in a way. And I fucking love Day of the Dead's been that's always been my favorite one. But dude, yeah, George Romero. You said it right. I mean, he literally is, when you think of zombie, when you think of a modern day zombie, every director, every writer will go back and look at a George Romero film and say, that's a zombie. That's the zombie I'm thinking of. Resident Evil movies, whatever. I mean, back before Romero came on the scene, when you said zombie, it was like a voodoo fucking thing or whatever. It was just like a regular dude, like in Serpent and the Rainbow. But Romero took it to another level. Also, I like that he hired his friends. Like he hired his own people around him to help him like film the shit, and he also gave Tom Savini the fucking job that he had, and like gave us that fucking wonderful gift. It's Romero, dude. Every day of the week. Number 3.
I'm we're almost on the same page. God damn it, almost. My number fucking 3 is gonna be Sam Raimi. That's where I'm going. We're close. We're close on Raimi.
But Mike's taking the. Oh, I thought you were going to go with the French one. Raimi.
Raimi. Hey, Repagisi. Buongiorno. No, yeah, dude, Sam Raimi. Like, there's not the thing about him that's different from every other horror director for me that could have been on this list is there's not a whole lot of horror movies, right? You got Evil Dead, the whole Evil Dead franchise from the TV show to the 3 movies. You've got Doctor Strange 2 was technically sort of a horror movie. There's horror elements in there for sure. Dragging Me to Hell, fucking banger. The Gift is with Keanu Reeves, sort of a horror movie. Vibes on that. But the thing about Raimi did, and Darkman, obviously, you got to count as a horror. God, I feel like
I can't believe I forgot it.
I think you got to count that in there. And like, even though he doesn't have a shit fuck ton of horror movies, he's one of the few directors that almost every single time Sam Raimi has dipped his toe into horror, it's been a fucking classic. Like, I don't know who else can say that. Even Carpenter and Craven have a lot of misfires. When Raimi does horror, it fucking works 90% of the time. Every time. My headphone just fell out of my ear. Well, and also he pioneered so many. What he did with Evil Dead, with those huge close-ups, with the horror comedy, with the things that he did, shit nobody else had ever fucking done before. I'm not saying nobody had done horror comedy. I'm just saying there was things that he did with his filming style that was his style and his alone. And he has trademarks that nobody else does. Like, you fucking watch a movie and you could have guess the director. If it's a Sam Raimi movie, you're gonna fucking guess it was Sam Raimi. You're gonna be able to tell that Sam Raimi made that fucking movie in a way better way than someone like Rob Zombie. You could tell they made their movie in a good way.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Definitely, so Raimi's got that big dick energy that we all like to see and love.
I'd suck it.
Raimi is one of those guys too, 100%. If they're like, well, that's what we got like stoked about when Doctor Strange 2 was announced and like Sam Raimi was directing, like, oh my God, this is going to be fucking pretty legendary. It turned out not to be so legendary, but that was because he was handcuffed by, the dick sucker Mickey Mouse. And that's what happened to him. But, if it had been, if Marvel Studios, which think, for like, oh my God, could we go back to brighter days, like airplanes wishing on stars, B.O.B. Like when Marvel Studios when Marvel Studios was just Marvel Studios and they weren't like sucking the dick of Marvel or Disney, maybe we could have got a Doctor Strange that was horror related, or maybe a Ghost Rider directed by Sam Raimi. Holy shit, dude.
Damn. Yeah. They don't have the balls. They don't have the nutsack to do what Sam Raimi could have done with that movie.
That's what I think of your nutsacks, what Disney says.
And they actually, to be fair, they actually gave him a lot more free reign than we expected. Yeah. But you imagine if a Sam Raimi Ghost House Pictures did Doctor Strange 2, you wouldn't even be able to fucking
I would rather
do
Raimi. If Raimi, Doctor Strange, or if they got a chance to work with him on a Ghost Rider, fuck, dude.
Yeah, dude. It'd be amazing. It'd be so good. I'd put it all in my mouth.
I feel like it would be like Drag Me to Hell. I think it would be like Drag Me to Hell if they did a Ghost Rider.
And Drag Me to Hell is underrated as fuck.
It's fucking amazing.
It's so underrated. Yeah. Give me your number 2 and not your movie.
I come in here to secret and I tell you secret.
No doubt. We know who's going to be, but which one?
It's going to be Wes Craven. Craven. I don't like it. I don't want to put him on 2, but I must. Okay. The reason why. Okay, listen to this.
Fucking Dracula.
Yeah. I don't want to suck your blood. I just want to give you some tea that's laced with drugs, and then I'll suck your blood while you're unconscious.
I want to fuck your butt.
I want to have sex with your butt. What? No. Wes Craven. Listen, dude. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. It's one of my favorite horror franchises of all time. And what he did with that franchise, bringing that into existence, it's one of the coolest characters of all time in Freddy Krueger, right? Like people had never seen a character like that. And what was so amazing about it, the fact that you can't escape this boogeyman, is the fact you have to sleep. You have to go to fucking sleep at some point. It's fucking genius, dude. And the fact that he learned this from a newspaper, which it actually did happen in California at some point to some young kid, that makes it scarier. But he also do the visuals, what he did with that movie. And I know it was like he only did Freddy 1 and then he did New Nightmare, but the visuals, it felt like a Wes Craven film. It felt like him. I don't know. And then obviously Scream. He made these unique stories with these unique characters that you'd never seen anything like them before. And in my opinion, Wes Craven's biggest accomplishments ever were gifting us with Freddy Krueger and having that become part of the lexicon and part of the modern cinema history, as well as Ghostface. Now, don't get me wrong. Wes Craven had some other great films in his entire career. 100% he did. But to me, Wes Craven, he stands out. People, when you say Wes Craven, you know it's Scream or you know it's Freddy Krueger. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that dude. Holy fuck, dude. Like that guy, those are two juggernauts. I mean, that's like going fucking 12 rounds with Tyson and like Evander Holyfield and beating those motherfuckers down.
Yeah.
And winning the belt. I don't know. It's just, that's why. I mean, and I love, dude. I mean, again, Nightmare on Elm Street is, I think it is my favorite horror series. I mean, I think I've said that before. It really is. Nightmare on Elm Street is probably my favorite horror series. But and what a mind. What a fucking mind, dude.
Yeah, and such a sweet guy. Just a genuinely kind-hearted, sweet man.
Way better than my number one. What an asshole.
Yeah, honestly, let's just put it out there. So I'm gonna put yours in there because we all know who it's gonna be, right?
Yeah,
it's John Carpenter, and then I'll do my number two, and we can talk about it a little bit because I think we all knew this list was coming down to two gentlemen, and it was gonna be Carpenter and Craven.
I know what your number two is gonna be then.
My number two is Carpenter.
Yeah,
it is. And then my number one is Craven. And I'll just say why, like real quick. It's tight. It's tight like a tiger. Like it's so fucking hard to pick between those two. And we even did a whole Friday night fights about this. That you can find on the YouTube, picking against their movies with each other. The reason that I went Craven over Carpenter, and it's amazing, dude. As much as I love Romero, and as much as I love Raimi, there is 1 and 2, and then there's a drop off before anybody else even comes into play.
Huge.
Like it was always going to be you. It was always going to be those two at the top, you know? And the reason I take Craven over Carpenter is because one specific thing, and it's because I'm a fucking Scream fanboy. No, that's not what you were thinking.
I knew that's what it was.
Fuck you.
No, I thought it's because you're atheist and it's a carpenter and Jesus was a carpenter. You know what?
That's actually the truth. I hate
that's what it is. You sick son of a bitch.
They're on to me. No, but honest to God, like the reason is because you always know, and the same reason I'm giving Raimi props for this. Carpenter's movies, you always know it's a Carpenter movie, and this is not a bad thing. But the reason I appreciate Craven more is because Craven is a director who has, like you said, two of the biggest pillars of horror, and just Scream and Nightmare alone. Forget about fucking Last House on the Left. Forget about The Hills Have Eyes. Forget about People Under the Stairs. Like all these amazing movies he's put out there. But you can't watch a Craven movie and be like, oh, this is Wes Craven's trademarks. These are the things he does. Wes Craven has managed to make some of the greatest horror movies of all time and changed the course of horror twice in his career.
I know.
Both one with what he did with all the amazing, and you said it perfectly about Nightmare, what he did with Freddy, and then doing it with Scream, saving the horror genre with what he did with Scream. Legitimately fucking came in there like goddamn David Hasselhoff and saved the horror genre.
I was going to say more like Michael Jordan when he came back a bull and he actually won a championship for him.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, whatever analogy you want to throw in there. But Craven, like, he doesn't even have a specific way he does it. He just goes in and guess what? There's a lot of fucking misses for sure. And a lot of those had to do with studios like Cursed and like My Soul to Take and stuff like that. But like he just makes these fucking movies and he doesn't even have a set way of doing it. And also I just prefer his personality personally over Carpenter. I just do.
Yeah, like, and it's nothing against Carpenter. Like, don't get me wrong. We get why he's probably like that. He's probably been turned wrong or rubbed the wrong way by fans over the years. Like, all they want to do is talk about fucking Michael Myers and Halloween, which again, it's iconic. We get it. We understand. I would get it. But
I'd be just as annoyed.
But yeah, I mean, but this motherfucker, like, he comes across as like a moody guy that works in a pawn shop 12 hours a day smoking cigarettes and just fucking heard it all and he's seen it all and he's just fucking sick and tired of working there, but he can't because he's got to support his fat fucking wife because she refused to get a fucking job, and now he's stuck there at 75 years old and he can't retire.
Yeah. And by the way, we're not just talking about John Carpenter's wife. We're just saying like
no, not his wife. Like, no, I'm just saying like that was just like I don't know who his wife is, or his boyfriend or a husband. I don't know what the fuck he married.
But dude, Craven is just like, he's so fucking thoughtful. Like, to hear him speak about the movies that he's made, he's so thoughtful and he's so deep and he's so respectful and he likes the fucked up side of the world and he curses and shit. And he's not like a goody two shoes, but on the other side, he's just so thoughtful about the way he handles himself. And I just love that fucking guy. And I feel like
Wes Craven actually he kind of reminds me of like the if Steven Spielberg looked in a mirror and it was like the Black Mirror. and it was like the opposite version of what Steven Spielberg would be.
Yeah, he's such a like
because he's got the vision is perfect, but it's like it's the opposite of what because Spielberg delivers it in like E.T. and all these big budget like kind of not like shitty, but oh my god, like the hero wins in the end.
Yeah,
and then but that's Spielberg, and then Craven's like a Spielberg, but he's more like the horror version of Spielberg.
100%. And this is all those things I'm saying about Craven's, not to knock Carpenter. Speaking of Carpenter, obviously the guy made fucking Halloween alone, but like all of his movies, the scores that he puts into his own movies, the vibe, his movies they're literally like the movie version of just a big fuck you. Like, I'm gonna do shit. His movies are Snake Plissken, you know what I mean? Like, even though that's not horror, but like his movies,
you dare make my dick hard right now.
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
Well, not just well, you got to remember, dude, not just Snake Plissken. He's also you're talking about Assault on Precinct 13. Right. God damn, dude. They live. Also Carpenter was an expert on doing social commentary as well. He did a very good job of doing social commentary and not shoving it down your throat like a big thumping cock and saying, guess what? Fucking feel this way and go on Twitter and get mad about it.
It's Ghostbusters, but it's women.
Yeah. Oh my God. Fuck you, Paul Feig. But yeah, or Feige, I can't remember his name. But the thing about Carpenter was for me is like Carpenter's just like Craven. Carpenter's got a very, very, very distinctive style on how he tells the movie and how he showcases the movie and how he shoots the movie. So you can definitely know you can right away when you start watching a Carpenter film, you already know. Like it's all like for me, Wes Craven is more of like a technical, artistic way of telling the story, and the Carpenter's more of like a dusty, bold Western Kansas, Texas, like fucking tumbleweeds, motherfucker. And like you see, like it's just like this grainy, like almost like a grindhouse film in a way that Carpenter tells it, but really well done. You know what I mean? But it feels like a Western, because Snake Plissken himself is pretty much a cowboy in a modern day age.
Yeah.
And then Big Trouble in Little China, same fucking thing.
Right. And I mean, if you put their whole careers against each other, it's different too, because Carpenter has a lot of action hits like Big Trouble and like Escape from LA and New York. It's just like, but I do feel like I think you can say, I don't know if this channel exists. Like, I don't know if this moment in time exists, if horror is what horror is without those two guys. Like, would horror have survived if Scream didn't happen? Would horror have survived if Halloween didn't happen? I don't know. I don't know. I legit don't know if it would have been shunned into the darkness if it weren't for those two gentlemen. So
but and we're leaving out some people, of course, and we were originally going to do a top 10, but there was other stuff we had to get to. But I will say, Toby Hooper is fucking awesome.
Me too. I'm sure people notice there's no Fulci, there's no Argento. Jay and I both have always been on the same page when it comes to Italian horror. That neither of us really get it.
I don't understand.
Yeah, with this in the vein of John Carpenter's personality, like, we're just gonna be honest with you, we do not get that shit. Like, that shit is not our fucking speed of horror, and maybe the right answer is Argento or Fulci or whatever to be in there, but for us, it wasn't even in a conversation.
You know who? Like, you know what? I'll put an asterisk by him just because I feel like I should. Robert Rodriguez is a great modern day,
some great ones,
a modern day storyteller of horror.
Tom Holland,
awesome. Tom Holland's great. Zack Snyder does a really good job of telling horror. Yeah,
Cronenberg too. Like, just not our speed.
Cronenberg.
Yeah, he's got great ones, but for the most part,
he's also got really fucking far out ones. Like, what the fucking shit? Melted candle. Goddamn is going on. I had to smoke myself retarded watching this. Like, I don't even know what happened. But Cronenberg is also amazing. But anyway, that's a top 5 for us, dude. I think that's a pretty solid top 5. That's a solid fucking Mount Rushmore.
And absolutely. And Mike Flanagan for me is just like James Wan. Mike Flanagan could be on that. Mike Flanagan mannequin. He could be on this list. Like, in a couple of years.
Doyle rules.
He could absolutely be there. He's just, I don't think he has enough yet. He doesn't have any.
I forgot he did Dr. Sleep, which is a fucking modern day classic in my fucking opinion.
It's a great movie. He just doesn't have, like, where Juan has nothing but like horror, like modern horror pillars, at least. Yeah. Flanagan has amazing horror movies, but he doesn't really have that yet. So it's like, for me, neither of them really crossed that. But
hello, listener. Do you like scary movies? What's your favorite scary movie? Well, Jay and Mike like scary movies too. You should go and subscribe to their podcast, We Watched a Movie. Because if you don't, I'll gut you like a Well, I think you get the idea. Enjoy yourselves while you still can.